Hey everyone, welcome back. On the show, I'm going to be doing a mix-up of things that I've seen and done as I've traveled through the Walt Disney World parks. And specifically, I'm going to be going through Epcot and a little bit in Magic Kingdom, and also then going to be doing quite a bit of stuff in actually just in Pandora. Maybe, I guess there is a little bit more. Yeah, there's some other stuff that I'm going to be doing in Animal Kingdom. So come along. I'm going to start you out with some music. Hopefully this is going to give you a little tidbit of some of the things that I've done and seen. So hope everyone's doing well, and we'll be back with you again soon. Okay, everybody, on the show, as I said, I'm going to be traversing through the parks, and so we're just going to get things started right off the bat. We went to see Toad the Wet Sprocket. I don't know if you know who they are, but they're a band from the 90s, had most of their fame, I believe, in the 90s, maybe even into the early 2000s. Still a very good band, and so really wanted to go over and see them, and so we made it over to the Eat to the Beat concert series, and so we recorded the entire concert, but here I'm just going to put clips in. And if you want to hear more of this concert, then you'll have to go probably over to our audio show, our audio podcast, and you'll get to hear more of the show there. Many times, even though you don't, if you're not listening to both sides, the audio doesn't exactly line up with the video. You get to hear a lot more into the audio podcast than what you're going to hear in the video, or vice versa sometimes. So they're not always exactly the same. Sometimes you get to see bonuses on either side. I don't do that in any planned way. It just kind of turns out that way. So enjoy this from Toad the Wet Sprocket, and I'll be right back.
Hello. So good to be back here. Good to see you all. Today I highly recommend visiting Belgium and probably Morocco. Morocco is not at all bad. Water through my head. You get them. And the end, but if he's all you say, work it out from him. I don't get to go on Space Mountain many days in my life, so any day I do brings me back to years of loving Space Mountain. This is a pretty good gig, no? Yes, this is a pretty good gig. I also woke up this morning and went on a porch of my hotel room, and I don't even usually get a balcony room with a door that opens, so that's an exciting thing. I got to go out, and there were giraffes just, milling about, doing their thing, like a bunch of boss giraffes, in my yard. It was really great to just, wake up and get to say get off my lawn to a giraffe. They didn't listen, they just kept eating. May you arrive to all your fast passes in the adequate allotted time slot. We spotted the ocean and I could tell where I'm going, so far away. Walk on the ocean, step on the stone, as becomes water, wood becomes wood.
Okay, next, in case you haven't been out on the Shop Disney app lately, I do get emails from them, I think, because I subscribe to get stuff from them. But I got a little thing today in my email. Today is actually October 28th. I got a thing in my email today stating that they have some yesteryears items available. And so I kind of took a picture of one of them here. I actually ordered this one. It's a House of Magic. This is a Magic Band. They also sell a t-shirt. And I think the t-shirt's around the same price, $27 to $30. $27.99 for this Magic Band. I just thought, I'm always looking for a band that I can wear into the parks that will kind of just stand the test of time. So that, you know, if you buy something for let's say, for instance, Mickey's Not So Scary 2017, I always feel like by 2018, okay, well, you need to buy the next band. This one, I just feel like I can continue to wear. So when it comes in, maybe I'll show a little video and actually see what it looks like in person, and I'll put that up on the show. Okay, this next thing I know I could have reviewed at any point, but I just always forget to place it into the show, so I thought I'll just throw something into this show here about it. And in case you haven't used one yet, this is a fuel rod. It's basically a little rechargeable battery. The beautiful thing about these is that you can buy them and you can interchange them in the parks. And so basically it's $30 if you buy them in the park. I actually bought mine in the airport for $20, but even if you buy it in the airport or wherever else you can find them, if you can get them for less, you can still change them out while you're in the parks. And works really great. The only thing I've noticed about them is that you're basically going to get about 50% of a charge onto your phone. I think I use an iPhone 7 Plus, so if it's pretty close to dead, then if I put this on, it'll get me to about 55%, and then no farther than that. Now, the great thing is if you do that, and you run that battery all the way down, just find the next fuel rod location in the park that you're in, and go over and change it out. And so what they come with is, you saw that little plastic cylinder that they come in. The only thing that you're returning when you stick it back into the machine is the actual fuel rod cylinder itself. You don't have to return any of the pieces you see here in this picture. You don't have to return the plastic little cylinder it comes in. Just drop the fuel rod in and it pops a new one out. It's just that simple. Okay, and I don't know if I've said it before on another show, but I did make it onto Flight of Passage, and that's in Pandora. That is kind of the premium ride there in Pandora that most people are trying to get on. It was pretty difficult for me, being an annual pass holder and being a local, to get an annual pass. An annual pass, but fast pass. But it was possible, and that was just by getting onto the app and checking multiple days at a time, but doing that every day, just skipping forward, until finally, within a 30-day period, several times I was able to find a fast pass that was available. Of course, that doesn't work for a lot of people if you're only going to be here for a certain amount of time. But the good thing in that is, if you're staying on property, and from what I understand now, even at some hotels on property, but they're not Disney sanctioned hotels, you still are going to be able to 120 days out start making your fast passes. So that's probably going to make it that much more difficult for locals to be able to get a fast pass into attractions, since now there'll be even more people going after them. So as I've been talking here, you can see where I'm kind of walking up through the queue coming into the Flight of Passage. You can see the standby line here on my left hand side. Now, the thing that you're not going to see if you're in the fast pass line is there's actually a scene or a room in this that has like a floating body and stuff inside of a tank. You're not going to see any of that. And so it's a give and take. I would rather not wait right now what seems to be about 205 minutes to 400 minutes, 500 minutes I've seen, but usually around that amount of time, somewhere in that time frame, people are waiting in standby to get on to this attraction. In my own opinion, do I think it's worth waiting that long? No. I would wait. Probably if it was my first time and I were going in standby, I think I'd wait 2 hours. After that, well, I'd really just want to have a fast pass and be able to go on it, without waiting so long. But in standby, almost every time that I've been into the park, I look and the wait times are extremely long. I even saw almost that amount of time for the Navi River journey just the other night. That I would really not wait much over an hour, probably, to go see. Of course, if this is your first or only trip for some time, then get in line and wait. Keep an eye maybe on your wait times. It's not always guaranteed that if you get there at rope drop that you're going to be able to get into a line quicker, get into the ride quicker. So don't always use that as a guarantee. Can't hurt, but don't always use it as a guarantee. So we're into the queue area, deep inside now the attraction. So you're going to queue up here, and basically I ended up in single rider even though I use fast pass. So do remember that there is a single rider line in this attraction. So really, if you're with somebody else, you're on your own little cycle that you'll see here in a little bit, cycle, Banshee. Anyway, so you still end up kind of as a single rider. You just may not be in the same room with your friends or whoever you're there with. So there is a section after this that they take you into, and there's going to be a screen and a setup and somebody talking to you, basically telling you kind of what you're going to be seeing, doing. This guy on here does a pretty good job playing the part, but at the same time working that into just kind of telling you how things are going to work. So as you can see here, we've actually just walked into the room. This is actually a room where they do what's called kind of a body scan on you to fit you, or to sorry, my finger's in the shot here, to kind of size you up with the Banshee, match you, that's what I want to say, match you to the Banshee that you're going to ride. It's all part of the fun of it all. So this whole group that I was with was pretty much one party. They were all together, a bunch of good people here. From young to old, they all enjoyed the heck out of this. So let me be quiet here for a minute and let you hear this.
She leads our science team, which is part of the Pandora Conservation Initiative, and we're here in the Valley of Moara studying banshees and their environment. Over a generation ago, this enormous company called the RDA created a lot of damage to the area through their bad mining practices and conflicts with the Na'vi. Just like on Earth, it can take decades for ecosystems to recover. One way to understand what's going on with an ecosystem is to study what are called keystone species. These are animals like tigers, jaguars, seals. The banshee is one of these important animals. Dr. Ogden is the foremost expert on studying the ikron and has spent years researching them. Unfortunately, banshees live high in rookeries and humans can't get anywhere near them without becoming their lunch. But the Na'vi and avatars can. In fact, the Na'vi have been riding on the backs of banshees since their earliest history. Thanks to science, avatars can ride on banshees too. That's why you're linking to an avatar. It was Dr. Ogden who restarted the Avatar program. It's because of her that you're able to go through this rite of passage today. Pandora is a breathtaking natural world. I cannot wait for you guys to see it for yourselves. So, let's get ready for our next... Huh? I'll be right back. Put the standby system on, quickly.
Standby. We're looking into delays with the genetic matching system.
Look, there's me.
I know who I am.
I see your face painted.
Starting system-wide diagnostics. Help us out and move around a little.
Now I'll
Okay, to get you flying on a Banshee, we need to find each of you an avatar. Let's prep the genetic sampling.
I'm on it.
Okay, first we need to find the compatible match of your genetic material with the genetic material of one of the avatar bodies that we already have. Once we do that, you'll be able to link to that avatar and fly. Help us out and move around. Almost. Yes, you got it. Now, let's find your avatar matches. All right, you've all been matched with avatars.
I think I'm a fan.
Looks like they're ready for you in the next room. When the door opens, please go inside, all the way in, and stand over the same number that you're standing over now. And I'll see you in there.
Good, huh?
Actually, was on single rider.
Don't put them on quite yet, but do say it on the previously assigned. There you are, sir.
Thank you.
Great, you've all made it. It's important that you can all see me, so move a little if you can't. Before we send you to the link chamber, let's watch this piece by Dr. Ogden, who runs the program.
Welcome, everyone. I'm Dr. Jackie Ogden from the Pandora Conservation Initiative. You're about to experience a ceremony that's very special to the Na'vi, flying on the back of an ikran, or as we call it, a banshee. To the Na'vi, connecting to an ikran and flying on its back is an incredibly important rite of passage they call Ikni Maya. With permission from the Na'vi and in partnership with Alpha Centauri Expeditions, we can now bring this amazing experience to you. The way you'll be able to fly is by linking to an avatar that's already on the back of an ikran. Let's see how this works.
We establish a link using powerful psionic amplification equipment. A human driver is connected to an avatar, which could be physically hundreds of kilometers away. When you follow our technician into the link chamber, you'll see a series of 16 link chairs. Please go to the number that matches the number you're standing on now. First, stow your gear in the storage containers on the back wall. This should include all bags, cameras, and other items, including cell phones. It's important to push them all the way into the bin. Then get onto the chair as you would a bike. Straddle the seat, step forward, and sit down. Slide your hips forward until you are against the chest pad, and then move your feet all the way forward. Wait until you're seated before you put on your flight visors. Hold on to the hand grips as shown. It's important to hold on to the hand grips at all times. After you're seated, back and leg restraints will be firmly engaged. For your safety, throughout this entire experience, always remain seated and supervise your children.
Once the link takes place, you'll be connected to your avatar and sitting on the back of an ikran. It'll feel like you're really there. Moments later, you begin your flight. The Na'vi guide will lead you out. You'll experience the breathtaking beauty of Pandora, but you might also face some of its greatest challenges. Some of this flight might be intense, but trust your guide and be brave. As the Na'vi say during this important rite of passage, Sivak Ho, rise to the challenge. Good luck.
All right, you ready? Yeah. Let's get you into the link chamber.
All right, ladies and gentlemen.
Okay, I took a quick shot of the glasses that you're going to wear, as this is a 3D attraction. The glasses are a little tricky to kind of keep on your face. For kids, it's going to be darn near impossible. So even as an adult, I don't know, it was a little tricky to keep them on, but they did stay on. So they didn't fall off of me or anything like that. Okay, so now what you're seeing here is the vehicle that you're going to get onto. They're obviously, I can't videotape or do anything like that beyond or through this point and beyond this point. But so yeah, you're going to sit down on those. Kind of feels like a motorcycle, really. You sit down, grab all these handlebars. Now, when I was on it, we actually were delayed quite some time, even after you're in place. But you get to talk to other people in the room as you just kind of wait. for the ride to get set up so that you're ready to go. What happens then is, if you can see the panel kind of there in front of the cycle, those panels open up and then you'll see the outside world. Not really our outside world, but the world of Pandora. So anyway, at that point then, you're going to go through your ride. As far as intensity and stuff, there are points in this to where if you have motion sickness and stuff, you could be bothered by this, by the quick dips. There are points where it seemed like it was pretty easy to get through and very enjoyable. But then about 3/4 of the way, halfway through it, something like that, things elevate. They pick up quite a bit. So if you get motion sickness, you may be bothered by this a little bit. I get motion sickness myself. A way to stop this was, for me anyway, make sure I close my eyes well ahead. And that seemed to help me control the motion sickness so that it didn't get too far out of hand. So of course, once you're done here, then you'll go down through another path and you'll dump out into the gift shop. The gift shop is, I think it's called Windbreakers, and that is the place where you're going to see the little shoulder banshees amongst many other things that they sell in there. A lot of Pandora merchandise, stuff like that. Right now, though, the reason why I mentioned the shoulder banshees is they're kind of the hot item that everybody wants. So anyway, that gives you a pretty good overview of what this attraction is going to be like. Just remember, this is a difficult one to get fast passes for. So if you are traveling in, make sure that you, let's say if you've got 60 days out, if you're staying on site, make sure that this is the one you go after immediately, as soon as your 60-day window opens. This is probably going to be, this and the Navi River Journey here in Pandora are probably going to be the two most difficult attractions that you're trying to get into. Of course, I could go through many others. We probably should do a whole show on that sometime, so that people can kind of find priorities as to what's the most difficult in each park, and then actually across all the parks. So maybe we'll do that sometime. All right, well, that gives you quite an overview of Flight of Passage. So yeah, as I said before, I believe this ride really kind of opens up the world of Pandora, the outside world, the park, the land itself. It did for me anyway. I was somewhat, I liked the land, but yeah, it was okay, in a lot of ways. During the daylight, I thought it was, which you're going to see later here, I thought it was a lot like the rest of Animal Kingdom. Of course, at night that changes a lot, but there's something about going on this attraction that kind of opens your eyes to all of it and helps you to enjoy it even a little more. So get out there and try this one. You'll really, really enjoy it. And quickly now, this is the new band that's playing in the Canadian Pavilion. So I thought they were pretty good. Nice alternative, I guess, to what's the name of him? Off Kilter, who used to be in this section of the park, actually played from this stage. So enjoyed these guys. Didn't watch the whole show, but it seems as though they are gathering audience again. So let's have a listen. Okay, I made a trip into Epcot and through the rest of the parks, as I said there in the beginning, and basically just wanted to take you through some of the things that I was after, just to show you what's going on, and some construction and other things that just I spotted along the way. So let's head in here. So as you can see here, we're already looking at Spaceship Earth, and I'm actually wanted to go up and show you the construction walls are up. As you may have seen in a lot of places in front of Universe of Energy, construction on the back side of this has begun for the Guardians of the Galaxy coaster. I'm really hoping this is really an interactive type coaster and not just a roller coaster like Rock and Roller Coaster. So I do understand a lot of people are into thrill rides, and so maybe that is something that they are really into. Me, not so much, but hey, I'm not beyond kind of having fun So, and I'm not beyond other people, kind of having fun. So, get out there and let's root this thing on and trust that they're going to bring along something that maybe we'll really enjoy. All right, I hopped on the monorail next. What you're seeing here is actually the new entrance that they're building to head into the Magic Kingdom. And so this is, of course, I'm on the monorail still, and just thought I'd throw in a quick shot here of Space Mountain. And so we're heading up to the front gate of the Magic Kingdom. So this is always a nice scene to see, whether you've been there just recently or whether you're making a trip back again. I've always enjoyed just the shot of coming in to the Magic Kingdom and knowing, oh boy, the excitement is about to start. This quick shot here is actually back in behind this is where they're building the new theater. I'm not sure what's going to be in this theater, but I know they're building a new theater, probably for a new stage show. I did kind of take some video here quickly to kind of show if anybody thinks the parks aren't busy, this is still madness. So this is actually on a weekday, and as you can see, there are plenty of people traversing their way through the parks. This, of course, is right after a parade, but still, it's this way many times. All right, next I headed up into the TTA Peoplemover, and so I wanted to show you how the Peoplemover, the rising platform, is still not working, and so hopefully at some point they get that fixed. Let me cut out of here, and I'll just here for a minute and let you just take the ride and enjoy.
The exciting places you want to be sure to enjoy today while visiting this land of tomorrow. The Peoplemover is the perfect vehicle for people watching, so keep your eyes peeled. You never know who you might see. Progress City is the inspiration for Epcot. Many of its forward-thinking ideas have been realized throughout Walt Disney. And now, if you want to visit movie stuff traders, where you'll find your latest goods from around the galaxy. That's right. It's at this world. To the metal and speed towards the checkered flag in your very own race car. Young or old, this is your chance to drive in the fast lane without worrying about getting a speeding ticket.
Right here is the area where they're going to build the Tron coaster.
We're now entering the wonders of our world. Space Mountain. Blast off on a high-speed outer space adventure and complete the cosmos.
Mr. Morrow, Mr. Tom Morrow. Please contact Mr. Johnson at the control tower to confirm your flight to the moon.
Inside this rotating pier, 4 families welcome you into their homes of yesterday and today, starting way back at the turn of the 20th century. First presented at the New York World's Fair, this legendary circular theater celebrates the progress that has made our lives better. It's a perfect reminder that there's always a great, big, beautiful tomorrow shining at the end of every day. So drop in and join Mike Wazowski and all his pals at Monsters Incorporated Laugh Floor. Share the fun.
Next, I stopped in at Sleepy Hollow because I wanted to actually go back finally. Actually, several years after I was here the last time and ate the spicy chicken and waffle sandwich. So at that time, last time I was there, the chicken and waffle sandwich was, I believe, $7.95. Last time I had heard, the price of this wing was at $10.29, and now you can see it's $8.99. So I wanted to taste this thing and see how, if it still tasted pretty good, if it's compared to what it used to be like. So here's what I found quickly. The waffle was not as fresh as it used to be. They poured them out right in front of you, and actually we get this thing when it was still warm. The chicken was not as flavorful as it used to be, and the piece of chicken that was in it was a little more compressed or something, just not as fresh tasting. The slaw was probably one of the other things that was kind of a disappointment in it. Before, the slaw was very fresh tasting, and this time it tasted really like something that had come out of a container, and it had softened, and it was it wasn't bad. It just didn't taste as fresh as what I had previously. So, was the sandwich disappointing? I would say no. I would go back and get it again, especially now that they actually lowered the price a little bit. That kind of helped me to want to go back and try it again. So, get out there and give this one a shot. Sleepy Hollow, $8.99, the chicken and waffle sandwich. I've tried the Nutella one there too. That one's very good. If you're into Nutella, if you're into fresh fruit, that's a very good sandwich. And they have a breakfast sandwich there also, which is ham and egg. And haven't tried it myself, but Patty and Roy have tried it and said that it was very good. So get out there and give those a try. All right, we've now moved on to the closing of Splash Mountain. So I think that they just extended this closing. I thought that it was going to be just shortly after the first of the year that it was going to open. Maybe even before the first of the year, and now I believe the last time I saw this thing was going to be closed throughout the first of the year. So I could be wrong. If I'm extending that a little bit too much, I'll try to kind of make up for that on the next show. I just don't really have the dates in front of me at this time. So it's really right now. It was kind of cool when I was in the parks this day, but there's still many hot days this time of the year around in Florida, and so to shut it down now seems kind of counterproductive. It's hard on people, especially it just makes crowds rise because they have less to do. So of course it did pick up the wait times at the Haunted Mansion, and even a lot of people going into Country Bear Jamboree and stuff. Because of the fact I believe that Splash Mountain is closed, and so there's less for people to do, so they crowd into the rides that are existing. So hopefully this thing gets open soon, and we can all get out there and enjoy it again. Okay, quick word here on the Hall of Presidents. It is currently still closed, but I believe that it's supposed to open on, I want to say November the 18th or the 24th of this year. So I'll keep my eyes out for it, keep my ears open for it. As soon as it's open, I'll make a stop in. If you're not in the parks, then you'll get a chance to catch up with us here. We'll tell you and show you what the attraction's like. And I finally got a chance to stop and see the Muppets Present Great Moments in History. And so I'm going to bring up some video here and give you a chance to just kind of watch this. Enjoy.
Great moment in American history! Come closer, all ye people, gather round and listen well. My friends and I have some of history's greatest tales to tell. Your hair will stand on end with all the history and such.
Unless, of course, you're bald like me, in which case, not so much.
Oh, hi there, Sam. It's Sam Eagle, everybody. Hey, tell us, Sam, what great American story are we sharing today?
Today we shall salute the Midnight Ride of Paul Revere.
Ah, a great story indeed. The ride of Paul Revere, a faithful knight that saved the day. He warned the founding fathers,
but the British were on their way.
In their red coats, with their muskets, they were mean and scary too.
But we won't speak about all that. This is wholesome through and through.
Right, let's bring out some friends to help us. Hey guys, that's your cue.
Oh, giant!
Great
moments in history. Tra-la-la-la-la. Great moments in history.
And this one features more. And here's what you will take away in all your minds and hearts.
Great moments in history, but only the American. Great moments in history, but just the American parts. Greetings, my fellow Americans and others. As official historian of Liberty Square, I am honored to present to you a dramatic recitation of The Midnight Ride of Paul Revere by Henry Wadsworth Longfellow, with additional dialogue by Sam Eagle. Cue the patriotic music. Let us begin. Listen, my children, to what is going on here?
You said chickens.
I said children, not chickens.
Oh, my bad.
Shoo, shoo.
We're going. Come on, girls.
Let us begin again. Listen, my children, and you shall hear of the midnight ride of Paul Revere.
Hi-ho, Paul Revere here.
It is moi, Paul Revere.
What?
Oh, good heavens.
Piggy, it's Paul Revere, not Paula.
But it's a starring role, so surely it must be meant for moi.
Paul Revere was a man.
Correction, he was not just a man. He was a son of liberty, along with John Adams, Sam Adams, and John Hancock.
Well, then what part is written for moi? I'm sorry, Piggy, but there's no part for you.
Oh, we'll see about that.
Sorry about that, Sam. Please continue.
Right, where was I? Ah, yes. He said to his friend, if the British march...
Hang a lantern in the North Church arch. With a watchful eye, look out for them.
To which his friend replied, no problem. I'll hang 1 if by land, and 2 if by sea.
Great.
And 3 if by monorail, and 4 if by pogo stick, 5 if by unicycle, 6 if by registered mail.
Fozzie!
Wow!
Fozzie, are you okay?
Yeah, the lanterns lightened my fall. Get it? Lanterns? Lightened? Ah! Just hang the lanterns from the church. 1 if by land, and 2 if by sea. That's good, because we only have 2 left.
Ah, 2 lanterns. They're coming by sea.
Ah, yes. Now, Paul Revere upon his horse did ride. Oh, where is the horse?
Here you go, Kermit.
Done so, you were supposed to get a real horse, not a stick horse.
The real horse got sick.
Oh, is he a little horse? Does he need some cot stirrup? Do I know funny? I have had enough of this kind of nonsense.
What kind of nonsense would you prefer?
Would you get out of here? Oh, now where were we?
Well, I am on a horse.
Ah, yes. Paul Revere upon his stick horse did ride, and by the light of the silvery moon he cried. Oh, what is that music? What? By the light.
Not the dark, but the light.
Oh, the sun. Stop it.
Not the sun, but
Stop
the
it.
moon.
I want you. Stop it this instant.
Not before,
I will
but
not have you mock this historic moment with this singing.
Piggy, what are you doing?
I made some changes in the play. Now I have a musical number.
Well, you can't just write yourself into the play. That's not how it works.
Oh, okay. Then let's see how this works.
What?
Well, I'd say that song was a hit.
Good thing the lanterns lightened his fall.
Ah, good one. Just out of here.
I'm going.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Sam, what's next?
Right. By the light of the silvery moon, he cried.
The redcoats are coming! The redcoats are coming!
Where are the redcoats?
They're coming.
The redcoats are here. Gonzo, I said no chickens!
Aww. But I promised they could be in the show.
Piggy, you are ruining this play. I am making it better.
Get them out of here, Gonzo!
Piggy, enough already. You can't be a red goat.
Why? Then I'm the woman in the moon! Don't you dare sing! Oh, singing again!
Oh, come on, would you help me?
Gonzo!
Getting the feathers all over me! I
can't help you, Gonzo. I'm trying to please your mic with Piggy.
You're supposed to have feathers! Quiet, everyone! You are ruining this great moment in history!
Herman!
If this chaos continues, the show is history!
I think you're right, Bobby.
How are we going to end it?
Like this.
Hooray! Great moments in history, the ride of Paul Revere. Great moments in history, you saw it all right here.
And here's what you will take away in all your minds and hearts.
Great moments in history, great moments in history, great moments in history. The American great moments in history, but just the American parts.
Bye, everyone. Hope to see you again soon. Oh, and to England, no hard feelings. You're still one of our best friends. So long, everybody.
Okay, I made it back over to Pandora. My first order of business here was to stop at the Pongu Pongu. Pongu Pongu. It's basically a place that serves a lot of beverages and then one snack. My point in being here was to try the snack. And the snack here is called the Pongu Pongu Lumpia. This contains it's basically an egg roll. And inside of that egg roll is a pineapple, I would say it's kind of like a custard, as you can see here. So we're here, and you can see the egg roll. It's really, I tried to put my hand up next to it, show you that it's probably, let's say 5 inches, 4 inches long maybe. It is not really, it doesn't really taste deep fried, but I'm sure it's baked maybe. And then there's the cream, which is kind of like pineapple tasting cream with maybe some tiny chunks of pineapple inside of it. On a warm day, if this is not cold, I would think that this would be a disgusting snack. On a somewhat cool day, it's not bad. It's not bad. For $2.99, which is the cost of this thing, you really can't go wrong. So all I can say is I would recommend it as a snack, especially for $2.99. Go in. Give it a shot. I'd love to hear what you guys think about it. I thought it was good. Thought it was reasonably priced, as a lot of these things are not. It did remind me of when they had the cheeseburger egg rolls and the common egg rolls in other places in Animal Kingdom, and the cheeseburger egg roll was over in Magic Kingdom, I believe. I wish they'd bring more of those kind of things back, and especially for around this kind of price. Really, even $3 to $4 is fantastic. So get into Pongu Pongu. Give this a try. You might be interested in some of the other beverages that they had. There were pretty good lines for it, so there's definitely some interest there in it. So get over into Pandora and give this a try. Okay, we're entering into Pandora now. I wanted to just get some quick video. I actually want you to just hear the sounds, so I'm going to be quiet from here, and I'll be back in a minute. Okay, I took this shot here once again as I kind of came into the park. It was coming into the later part of the day here, but I wanted to show how crowded really the main street of Animal Kingdom was. I do believe that the data is showing that attendance hasn't picked up that much in Animal Kingdom, but I bet you if you broke down to show what attendance is like as you go into the evening, you would see where it picks way up. Compared to what it used to be. There's just nothing like Animal Kingdom as the sun begins to go down and it begins to cool off in this park. So if you get a chance to be here and get a chance to be in the park after dark, I would definitely say come and check this park out. Even if maybe in the past you didn't like it, check it out as it gets near dark. It's just a whole different experience, and you'll see a little bit more about that here in just a minute. And with that being said, let me play a little bit, a couple clips here of the streetmosphere and things that are going on in the parks. Really, I think they go on quite a bit during the day, but it just begins to transform as you go into the evening. So enjoy these, and I'll be right back. And so I returned to Surrey Sweets and went in to get really what I found to be one of my favorite snacks, probably my favorite snack in all of the parks, and that is the pineapple skewer. At $4.29, this is a delicious treat, actually, and so really what I ate from quite a bit of that evening, I didn't even eat dinner. I ate the lumpy over in Pandora, and then I ate this pineapple skewer, and I was set. It was actually kind of a couple good filling snacks, and really didn't even have $10 into the whole evening. So I would definitely say get in there. They of course you'll see here in the video a lot of other things they have to enjoy. So I'm sure that they're going to have something to basically satisfy your palate of tastes, and it's always fresh, very good. The people in there are very nice. There's also additional things that you can shop where they have shirts and hats and everything else within this area. So get in there and check out Surrey Sweets in Harambe. So as the evening continues to descend upon the Animal Kingdom Park, I wanted to show you a serene and quiet look of the Rivers of Life Theater and let you just kind of get a good idea of what this looks like before the activities for the evening have started. And next we're going to begin to move into Pandora as evening begins to fall upon the park. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to try to talk maybe a little on the picture side, on the image side of things, and then I'm going to just try to be quiet during the video clips. I really want you to just hear the sounds of this land and really give you a good idea of what you're seeing and hearing as you go into the evening. So here we go. So it's not quite dark yet. You can see the moon there, the crescent of the moon up in the sky. This was an interesting little place that I got into here as this little area that you're looking at. It actually will shoot water up out of it, and so a lot of people didn't pay any attention to the sign, and they did get wet. So it's funny, but at the same time, for some people, it was kind of a cool evening. So I think it was around 60 degrees, and some people didn't really enjoy that so much. So it continues to get darker in the land of Pandora, and of course the bioluminescent plants begin to be noticeable more and more as the evening progresses. You can see here that the walkways begin to light up, and this is technically done by black light that's up in the trees, and it shines down onto the walkways. But the kids seem to enjoy it. I thought it looked really awesome, and it is a great way to to light the walkways that are ahead of you so you can kind of see where you're going. I guess when they first opened this place it was a little darker, and the land itself, they have raised that light level up a little bit because people were running into things, but I found it to be easy to kind of just make my way through. Here I tried to just get a broad shot of an area that's kind of down below you, and I hadn't really noticed it in the daylight, to tell you the truth. A lot of this that kind of rested down below me I did not notice, and so I then, of course, as I saw it, began to make my way down and explore those areas. And you really will not notice a lot of these areas and how they're configured into the land unless you're there in the evening. And that was a short little bit of what Pandora's like in the evening. With that, we'll now go over and watch the Tree of Life ceremony. Okay, now it's time for Rivers of Light. And so I, of course, entered into the theater as a Fast Pass holder. I just wanted to impart a few things. First of all, we had discussed this in an earlier show, but weren't sure. But the seats here are stone. So if you have back issues or anything like that, you might want to bring something to sit on that'll comfort you a little bit while you're sitting there. It was cool out that evening, and I noticed a lot of people were complaining that they were cold sitting on the stone. And so people brought blankets, things like that, to kind of comfort themselves. Here's the way things went. So the show that I went to was to begin at 9 o'clock. Fast Pass opening started at 8:20, went from 8:20 to 8:45, and then they allow other people to start coming in. And so I was there right at 8:20 to get the best seat. Even in the Fast Pass area, you want to be there early. But you go in, you sit down, and things there's not really much going on. There's not much to look at or see, so you're going to sit there really for the next 40 to 45 minutes with not a lot to do. If you have somebody else to talk to, that's great, but I did not on this evening. It was just me. And so, but it was okay. There's also other things that you can kind of find to do. But I did notice that some people got bored before the show even started. Kids started acting up, whatever it happened to be. And those people, I watched them start to leave before the show started, or just very shortly afterward, I watched them leave. So, and then technically, I just want to start to show some video here of the show, and then after I've run through the video clips that I took, I'll give you a little bit of my review of what I thought of it, and then we'll just go from there.
The spirits of the animals are freed to dance together in the night sky, creating rivers of light. We are united in this special place to celebrate the magnificent.
Thank you.
Okay, I'm not going to take a lot of time here to wrap this up. I just wanted to say a few things. That what I noticed with Rivers of Light was one of their problems is it seems like the show never really gets started. It gets going, and about the time you think, okay, here we go, it's going to be really good, then it goes back into another valley. So I kind of saw it as short peaks and deep, long valleys, and I think that's kind of where people lose interest. But you know what? Maybe some people don't. Sometimes that's just the evening. Sometimes that's the time that you're there. So I'm not discounting this for 1 second as being a great show. I enjoyed it. I sat there through all of it. Didn't find myself really bored during any time of it. And I would definitely go back and see this show again. Just trying to give some pointers here on things to watch out for, things to be prepared for. If you're taking yourself in, if you're taking you and your kids in, just be prepared for these things. But I do believe that if you go to see this, you will truly enjoy the show itself. It is not Illuminations, it's not Phantasmic, it's not the new show at the Magic Kingdom, but it is Rivers of Light, and it does stand on its own. It does stand on its own as a Animal Kingdom presentation, so I think you'll enjoy it. With that, everybody, I think that we've gone through quite a bit. I'll be back again with this kind of show again next week, and hey, I'd love to hear from you at Podcast at These Amazing Places. Just to let me know, or comment, I guess, in the on this video. Let me know what you think of these shows. If you're enjoying them, if you'd like to see some other things in the parks, let me know. I'd be more than happy to go in and hit those things. If you want more information on something, let me know. You can let me know through email at Podcast at These Amazing Places, or you can just comment on the video. Please subscribe and please like. We're always looking to try to get more subscribers, and the likes always kind of help to keep me going here. So thanks, everybody. I'm glad that you're out there listening, and just happy to do this for you as much and whenever I can. Have a good week. Bye.